Unless you've been living under a rock all your life, you've probably heard of Charles Darwin. He was a British naturalist who proposed the theory of evolution. Now, Darwin defined evolution as descent with modification. That means that species change over time, they turn into something else, but they share a common ancestor. Now, the question that Darwin never answered was, is the new species better than the old? Or is evolution just a genetic watering down of the original model? Now, whilst man may never be able to answer this question, today, we, Japan, Mitsubishi, the Lancer and all its evolutions are here to battle it out for evolutionary supremacy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Autoglance greatest Evo showdown ever. Unlike evolution, which starts at the very beginning, let's start at the end. Now, the final version of Evo was the Evo 10, but we don't have that car right here. And let me tell you why. Because it didn't have the 4G63 platform all the other versions of the Evolution had. But that's not to say anything bad about the Evo 10. It's a well-rounded sports car. So the first car that we have in our lineup is the Evo 9. How can we describe the Evo 9? Well, if the Evo 10 is like an decathlon Olympian, a well-rounded sports person, the Evo 9 is like Big George Foreman, a heavyweight power puncher. You see, when Mitsubishi built this car, they gave it the MyVec technology for the first time, and they shoved in the biggest stereo 5H turbo that they could find. This car is very fast. The fact that it didn't win any rallies in the World Rally Championship has got nothing to do with the fact that how the Evo 9 was built. On the road, this car is very quick and is a real contender here for first place. Up next is the Evo 8. Basically, the Evo 8 is pretty much like its predecessor, which was the Evo 7, but better looking. Now, let me share you in on a little secret. I know a lot of people might not agree with me, but for me, the Evo 8 is the best looking car in the whole field. And why I say that is because of this nose. It is so unlike any of the other Evos that were built before. It kind of reminds me of the Pajero and its evolution and their Dakar heritage. This particular car is a good looking car and is a real contender too. Up next, we have the Evo 7. Now, when Mitsubishi built the Evo 7, even though the car was heavy, even though they had stopped winning rallies in the World Rally Championship, on the road, the Evo 7 with its CT9A chassis, active center differential, was a very fast package. This car looked good. It had sharp lines. It's like a samurai sword. Definitely one of my favorites. So up next we have the Evolution 6. I think amongst a lot of Evo fans, this is probably the car that they would pick as the best looking, and it's hard not to disagree with. It looks like the Evo 4 and 5 had a love child that was Bruce Banner, which turned into the Hulk, the bulging archers, the fender flares. It really is a very good looking car. And up next, we have the Evo 5, which is also very much like the Evo 6. Now, actually, this car has a very important part in Mitsubishi's performance history. Because when Mitsubishi came out with this Evo 5, they were dominating the rally scene on gravel. But the Evo 5, with its wider track, helped Mitsubishi also achieve success on tarmac with Tommy Mäkinen. And this car is important because of that, and is a real contender too. And here we have it, the Mitsubishi Evolution 4. Now, even though this car kind of looks like an ordinary Lancer, it has a very important part in the Evolution series. Because when Mitsubishi entered this car into the World Rally Championship, the rules had changed, and the other competitors were allowed to build what they called WRC cars, which didn't have to have a homologation of 2,500 or 5,000 cars. But Mitsubishi decided to stick to the Group A format with this car, competing against other WRC cars. And nobody expected them to be competitive. But at the hands of Tommy Mäkinen, this Mitsubishi Evo 4 won the World Rally Championship. It showed the world that the platform of the 4G63 engine and Mitsubishi is a potent combination. The final car in our lineup, the Mitsubishi Evo 3. Now, when Mitsubishi came out with this, I know it kind of looked like a Lancer. It looked very plain. It's almost as if in the Mitsubishi boardroom one day, they said, All the guys who are involved in designing, out of the room, engineers stay back. Because even though it looked like a matchbox on wheels compared to the cars that were rallying against it at the time, the Toyota Celica and the Subaru Impreza, this car was very fast. It was light, it had the 4G63 engine. And in 1995, in the World Rally Championship, it won 2 out of the 4 rallies it was leading. And it broke down on the 2 that it didn't finish. If they had entered all the rallies that year, the result could have been a lot different. So, there we have it. That's the lineup for today's greatest Evo showdown ever, brought to you by Autoglance. I'm going to go grab myself a car and we'll have a race. See you soon. Let's get ready to have this race. And there you have it, guys, the ultimate Evo showdown ever. So who was the winner? Well, believe it or not, it was the Evo 3. So what does that mean? Does that mean to say that technology has made man go slower? Well, not really. It just goes to show you that Mitsubishi, the LANCER, and the very first Evolution got it right straight from the get-go. That's it from this episode. Hope to see you guys again soon.